Like many of you, we battled depression during life's ups and downs.
Music has always been the one thing that we could rely on to get us through the tough times that we all face.
Follow us on our journey as we discuss the healing power of music,
Interview bands,
break down genres,
review band biographies,
and more.
This is the When Words Fail
Music Speaks podcast
with Blake Mosley
and James Cox.
Hey, Mr. Murphy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome, James. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so before we get stuff rolling, I just have to ask you. I do this with some of my guests. So I'll give you two band names, and you tell me which one you prefer listening to right now. Not which one's better, because
yeah. Just what I'm feeling more. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I got let's start with Megadeth and Metallica.
Oof.
That's been a like an iffy situation right there,
Yeah, I know, right? I'd probably go Metallica, man. Metallica.
Yeah.
And we're playing a few shows coming up with them. A couple festivals here in the States that we're looking forward to. They're headlining randomly. The days we're playing in Sacramento at Aftershock and in Florida, they're playing the same day. I've never got to see them live, so that's going to be epic.
Really? Yeah. Well, see, I had the chance to go see them when they were on tour with Kid Rock. This was back in the '90s.
Oh, sick.
And my mom was gonna take me, but a family member passed that day, so we had to go to the funeral.
Oh,
so I've never been to see him either, man. But I heard they put on a great show,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those like legendary acts that you got to catch them while you can.
At least one time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So hopefully it's not one of those shows where you got to jump in the van and drive overnight right after. I hope I can just stick around and watch their set. But looking forward to that, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, but the reason why I brought up Megadeth was they just announced their new bassist. I don't know if he played on the actual record or not, but did you hear that it was James Lomento now?
Yeah, I did hear about that. That was a little dramatic. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of drama lately with band members, drummers and bassists and all sorts of members have to kind of juggle, life right now. And it's been crazy for everyone, man. But I did hear that. It is pretty wild.
Yeah, because we interviewed David Ellison, but that was 2 weeks before all of the backlash on him. But he's a great guy to talk to. I love to interview him.
That's awesome, dude.
Okay, so our last set of bands is Deftones or Incubus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I kind of know Chino. I've actually hung out with Chino a few times, but I was a huge Incubus fan growing up, man. So I got to go Incubus on this one. Chino's not going to be happy with that answer, but I love Incubus, man. And actually the only show I've ever seen in my life at Madison Square Garden when I was like really young, I flew out to New York and was lucky enough to see Incubus at the Garden, dude. And that's one of those shows that kind of stuck with me forever. So I love Incubus, man.
Yeah, I've seen Deftones 3 or 4 times, and they always put on a great concert, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, they're great, man. I haven't seen them in concert yet, actually. I
really?
I know. It's great.
Man, it's amazing.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I gotta check it out one of these days. They're playing in the same Florida festival, I think. So hopefully I'll be able to go watch them then.
Oh, nice. Okay, so as we mentioned in our intro, your music has been in quite a few games, right?
Yeah,
it's been in Mortal Kombat, Vampire Diary. It's some of it's been in like TV shows too. Like Vampire Diaries and
there's like wrestling games and a few sports games and our music is kind of scattered all over. We're lucky enough that we can release. We started as like a library licensing project. This was all music we were writing for film, TV, and video games, and working with a company called Extreme Music out here in LA. They've been awesome, man. They've got our music licensed all over, and we've been lucky enough to get it placed in stuff like video games and commercials. And it's an awesome surprise when we find out that people are using our music.
Yeah. So, knowing that your music on the video games, do you play video games?
Yeah, I do, but I've actually Andrew went out and bought. I think it was the 2019 wrestling game that came out. He bought. I think they had Fight in that one. I always forget which one it is, but he went out and bought it and played it right away.
And me and my friend, we play WWE 2K19 all the time.
Oh, really? Hell yeah, dude.
We get so mad at it. Yeah, oh, yeah. We've heard your song, but we get so mad at that game because that game is like a glitch fest.
Oh no shit! All right.
Yeah. But the glitches are so funny. We don't care if it's bad. We just have a
Man,
great
that's
time.
hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta check it out, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So speaking about that, how does a band like yours like get to be on it, like the game or like a TV show? Do you contact someone else, or do they contact you? How does that work?
Luckily, we don't have to do that legwork. It's that's Extreme Music, our licensing company, that really does all the negotiating. We kind of just supply them with music that we think might work well for an epic scene, a sporting event. Our music leans to a little more of a cinematic style of hard rock, so I think it kind of works well with visuals. And I think when TV companies and stuff or whatever commercials are looking through libraries and trying to find the right music, I think maybe that's why our stuff stands out and people can kind of pick it and use it for what they think it works for. But yeah, luckily, man, I'm not doing all the paperwork stuff. I just music. That's the hard stuff. I just get to write the music and
that you can have fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and just kind of get surprised when we hear that it's on TV and stuff, and usually we find out just through YouTube. People comment on our videos or their videos or upload footage that they've seen, and yeah, it all comes through like Instagram and YouTube. We find out where usually the stuff's getting placed, or we'll look for our royalty statement. A lot of times that takes like a year and a half before you even see where the stuff ended up. So
yeah,
but yeah, it's always fun, man. It's always fun to see where it ends up.
Nice. So I'm looking at your background, and it looks like you have two guitars in there. Are they like your first guitar, or like guitars?
Yeah, totally, man. Like these are actually like some of my oldest guitars.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually won that Taylor acoustic a long time ago. I did like an acoustic competition with one of my old bands, and I won that. So that was like the coolest thing I've ever won in my life, to be honest.
Nice. Yeah.
Middle is just like a cheap old Mexican Telly.
Okay.
Ever. I love that thing. It's awesome. Here's another Taylor. It's a Taylor Electric that I was. We used to have a Taylor endorsement, so they were always super good to me. And then all the other stuff, dude. Yeah, there's some funny guitars down there. One is a Jack Daniels guitar. One that a lot of guitars. Now that I'm thinking about it, and old Parker's a banjo over there. But most of our good guitars that we use for the band, they're all over at Andrew and Liz's spot. They've got a studio over there where we do most of the recording, and got a couple different studios around LA where we kind of bounce around and leave instruments, swap them around.
So were you self-taught, or like did someone teach you how to play guitar?
I'm pretty much self-taught, man. I'm like kind of the music theory dummy of the group, I like to say. Like I understand the bare minimums of like theory and stuff, but at the same time, like I don't know. I think I can songwrite, but I'm not as well trained as Liz, Andrew, Tim, and everyone. Miles and I are kind of shapes and patterns kind of people. We always joke. But no, I'm pretty much self-taught, dude. I never took a singing lesson or a guitar lesson. I kind of learned. There's an old CD-ROM called E-Media Guitar Method, and I did the volume 1, and that's where I first kind of learned how to read tab and fiddle around on a guitar, man. So it's just kind of that, and then trying to play by ear and just listen to my favorite artists growing up and just trying to play along. So it's always been kind of a self-taught thing. I'm a very visual kind of learner, so I've always kind of had to see stuff.
Yeah. Have you tried out Rocksmith? Because I heard that's like the best tool to learn guitar.
Really? Yeah. I honestly haven't even heard of it, to be honest with you. No, I should check it out. Yeah.
And I once heard that playing actual guitar is a lot easier than playing Guitar Hero guitar for some reason, because of all the button. Yeah.
The best Guitar heroist is our drummer by far, dude. He's like just a shredder at Guitar Hero. He's like way too good. I think he still plays it even after everyone else stopped.
Yeah.
Still playing the damn thing. But no, he's great, dude. The rest of our actual guitarists suck at that game. It's so funny.
Yeah, so I guess he plays it all under like expert mode.
Yeah, no, he's
just like, I hate you.
Playing Dragon Force, just
that's the playing, dude. Yeah, hell yeah. So when I was researching you, I noticed you worked with the Extreme Music Records on their 2013 and 2014 album Battle Rock and Battle Rock 2.
Yeah.
But for your 2017 album Machines, you worked with Better Noise Records. Could you tell us what was it about Better Noise music, Better Noise Records that made you want to switch from extreme music?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we started as a library band. It was really a studio project, and we never really intended on, taking this band to the next level and touring and, going to radio. And we just never really saw the band having that kind of success. Honestly, it was a dream bigger than we had for the band. It was just kind of unreal. So, yeah, after a while, when we started realizing, wow, we've got, tens of millions of views on some of these YouTube videos and on some of these Spotify songs, we just kind of realized, wow, there's an audience for this. And a lot of people were reaching out in messages and saying, hey, dude, like, who are you? Like, when are you playing in my city? And like, when are you going to upload a photo of yourselves? Because we just were using like stock image photos and stuff. But, after those battle rock records, which we didn't even put our band name on them because we didn't, I didn't even know we had a band name for the first releases. It was like Andrew and Liz kept uploading it. Right. And then we were like, wow, we got a lot of, hits on Fight and Get Up, especially those two songs. And we were like, let's write an album. So we wrote Machines and we put that out through the same licensing company, Extreme, which we love those guys. They were great for that album and they really got For the Glory, the push it needed. And then, For the Glory, our song just started taking off online. And, I guess Better Noise kind of had us on the radar and we definitely have been seeking them out. They're kind of like the dream label for us. So we, flew out to New York and met with them and negotiated all that. And man, it was really just trying to find the right team to like connect the dots that we weren't able to, as a, licensing band, we weren't, we didn't have any tour history, and without tour history, nobody really wants to book you. And without, you just have to connect so many dots. At the time we were even like self-managed and like no label. And, a lot of people don't believe in you until you get all the dots connected and everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and a lot of marketing and branding, and we're just putting out our first album, but I feel like we know the team really well over there, and we've really kind of created a great team and a bunch of people that believe in the record and what we've been doing, and we're finally ready to release this thing on the 20th. It feels so good because we've been just waiting forever to get this thing out.
Right. Yeah. So for my listeners and for me, because I'm not too sure about it, a library music band is like stock music that you'll make for other companies. And
totally. That's a great question because when I was introduced to that whole world, I had no idea what the hell any of that meant. The whole idea of library music is kind of this like unspoken thing in the music world where, listeners and fans have no idea what the hell that means. We write a lot of songs for, library music is basically, there's so many incredible producers here in LA and around the world that like put their music into this library, and and companies can go in and pick and choose from it. It's not, there are bands scattered in, and a lot of it are just songs written by songwriters and producers and stuff. So, a lot of these songs will end up on YouTube and they'll be smash hits on movies and TV shows, but people don't really realize, oh, that's an artist that wrote it. I've got a few side of All Good Things that have a few million plays, like a song The Undertaker took, and he was like, it was like the 20th anniversary or something like that he was walking out to, and another movie, and you just have all these cool things that happen. And I don't know, I think library music isn't like sexy necessarily, and people don't really give it the credit it's due, but I think it just doesn't get the attention. It's kind of always been held on another level than like quote unquote real bands, but it's just nice to feel validated and to have our stuff kind of be compared to everything else that's out on the radio. Like it's kind of crazy to me that For the Glory was technically a library song, and now it's number one in the USA, which is insane to me that we made that transition from licensing to radio, which is something we really had a hard time breaking through and doing that. So it took a long time to kind of really negotiate the deals and wrap our head around how it's all going to work, and then get radio on board and the label on board. And now that we seem to have all the dots connected and tour dates and album release dates, it seems everything's going well. So we're excited.
Nice. So you mentioned that you didn't have a band name when you started doing this library music with companies. All Good Things is a perfect title, I think, for your band because it's about positivity and hope. Could you explain it, like who came up with the band? Was it like did the whole band decide on that name, or did one person bring it in and hey, that's a great,
Yeah, in the beginning, so I actually, when I joined All Good Things, it wasn't really like I joined a band. It was like, Andrew and Liz are in the band. They're a producer couple here in LA, and they've produced a lot of really great shit over the years. And I've worked with them on different projects and different genres, and they were starting this project that was just writing really hard rock, and they were looking for hard rock singers. So our current drummer, who wasn't our original drummer, actually introduced me to the two of them, and was like, dude, Dan can sing. Like, let this dude sing on your rock shit. So, I started singing on some of the first stuff, but we also had a Joe Pringle and a couple different singers that were doing some of the earlier All Good Things stuff. So I just kind of came in, I bashed it out, wrote some hard rock stuff. And I know that they had other singers come in and bash stuff out that I didn't have anything to do with in the very beginning. And that was the early history of the band, was, writing songs for licensing. And, I didn't even know it was going to iTunes or going to Spotify.
Right.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, cool, maybe you'll end up in a TV show. I didn't know it was going to the internet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So all these songs a couple years later, I was like, I might as well Google it and, see where it ended up. And then Googled Fight and Get Up. I'm like, holy crap, man. Like, there's so many plays on this, like so many more plays than all the other bands I was in at the time and pushing and everything like that. So, yeah, it was just kind of a weird accident how this band started, man. It's a weird back to front kind of accident. It's great.
Yeah, the internet's a weird monster because you can learn so much stuff, but then again, it will backfire on you, And one thing I love about the internet and music is you can find new bands all the time,
Oh, dude, for real, yeah. I mean, Spotify's great about that, introducing you to new music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I think we're in a crazy time where people are able to, it just blows my mind that like so many people have found us through Shazam. Like, just ask, like, hey Siri, what song is this? I don't really do that when I'm watching TV unless something, but I guess people do, and they, that's how people.
I have been known to do that once or twice, because on CSI, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a good song. Let me Shazam it or something,
And you never know when a song like fits a scene perfectly like that, and it really stands out. Like, that's the perfect time to do it, And it's just pretty cool that we're able to Shazam. That'll send you to an artist Spotify that'll recommend you like 100 other bands that sound like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Right. Like, at the same time, you can definitely be a small fish and just kind of get overlooked because there's so many artists out there putting everything on Spotify now. But it gives you a great opportunity to get some exposure.
Nice. So I noticed that your live album and EP Acoustics Volume 1 was released under superpop.co.
Yeah.
So was this just like a 2-record deal with him, or?
No, Superpop is basically the same as Extreme.
Okay.
It's just like a subsidiary, like a Extreme's like the umbrella, and Superpop's like a label underneath it. So it's really the same exact thing. That was released for licensing and everything too. But yeah, I mean, the live thing we recorded at the Whiskey, I actually forgot we even put a live EP out. That was our first show at the Whiskey, and we put a live EP out. And then we did the acoustic thing earlier. And then, all the new acoustic stuff we started doing over quarantine, we just put on our YouTube. We didn't put it on Spotify, but that gives me an idea. Maybe we should start doing the acoustic thing again. That's pretty cool.
I've always found acoustic songs a lot better than the electric guitar, kind of, sort of, Because when you hear "Wanted and Better" like by Bon Jovi, right? That's great electric. But when you hear the acoustic, you're like, oh my god, this is like from a new level,
Yeah, man, I love the acoustic, and it just kind of brings guitar parts like to a new level where they just kind of jump out of the mix at you. And in our band, we're definitely hard rock, but we're definitely we lean towards the melodic side of things, and kind of hooky melodies, and I think our stuff really works well acoustic. So I think we got some acoustic things lined up on this upcoming tour too. We got to probably bash that out in advance to figure out what we're gonna play. But just not a lot of acoustic on the album, but I'm sure that gives it room to for us to do some fun stuff on YouTube. That's for sure.
There you go. So talking about that acoustic album, which came out in 2019, how did the band decide as a whole which songs to include for this 4-song EP? Because I think you have songs from your Battle Rock 1 and Battle Rock 2, correct?
Yeah. Totally.
So how do you go to decide which ones to attack?
I mean, I think we kind of picked some of our favorites. It was like definitely some of the fan favorites too. Get Up and Fight were always just monsters online, so we kind of felt like we had to do those. I'm trying to think of the track list right now. The acoustic EP. I'm like, what's on there? But I don't know. Also, like I said, man, like I didn't sing all the songs in the beginning. There was a couple other singers, so obviously when the band asked, like, hey, what do you want to play acoustic? I'm not gonna pick a song that I didn't sing originally. So
Right. Yeah.
some of my favorites and some stuff that I kind of thought would translate into still like heavy rock acoustic stuff. But yeah, man, I honestly can't even remember the track listing on that because we've kind of done almost every song acoustic over quarantine, just on live streams and stuff. So
Well, I got it right here if you want. Okay, so it's Get Up, Fight, Stay Now, and Never Surrender. It's
damn! I honestly didn't even remember.
Yeah, you did. Right, yeah.
I remember Never Surrender. Just I love that chord progression and the eeriness of it, and like the desperation in the vocal. That was always kind of cool. So that was definitely a weird one, but a fun pick. And Stay Now is funny, man. That's like one of the songs we just wrote for a licensing, like a metalcore licensing collection, and it wasn't even for a battle rock or whatever. Right. A lot of the random songs we wrote like that ended up on what we called All Good Songs on Spotify, which was that was also Andrew that I think just came up with that. It's a little
it's kind of a wordplay for
it's a little, band. I love, like, don't get me wrong, I love dad jokes, but I'm like, come on, man, you could have called it something cooler than that. But I don't know. Also, like my fucking name is still spelt wrong in the album credits there on Spotify.
Oh man,
all the songs I've always hated that name, and I've always hated the font choice on the All Good Song shit. I'm like, one of these days maybe I'll try to fight and change the title or the album art for that. But I don't think I ever even answered the question. I'm so distracted all the time. Andrew and Liz came up with the band name All Good Things, and they were just releasing stuff online, and I didn't even know that was the name at the beginning. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we've been releasing this stuff as All Good Things." So just so you know, kind of like, all right, cool.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's a great name.
At the time, I was actually singing in, I've had a few bands here and there, and I remember at that time I had just auditioned for a singing in a band with Sean White, the snowboarder, and he had a band called They Lost Their Singer, and they were going to rebrand, do a whole bunch of crap. Anyways, I got the gig, and their band was called Bad Things, and I didn't name that band either. So I joined Bad Things and All Good Things, and I had nothing to do with naming either of the bands, and I just kind of had to deal with it. It was hilarious.
There you go. I mean, so I guess you got to see the bad side and the good side, right?
Yeah, exactly. So my solo project's just going to be called Things.
Yes, there are things.
All things.
All things. So on your website, the band's website, allgoodthings.la, it says that you play guitar and also sing, which is what we've been talking to you about today. So which instrument do you really connect with? Your voice or like getting it out with the guitar?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started playing guitar, I was in like 5th grade or 6th grade, begging my parents to buy me a guitar, and I was lucky enough for them to buy me one. But at the time, the guitar was just so magic and cool to me that all I wanted to do is play guitar. I didn't know how to sing. I didn't know anything about singing. And the only reason I started singing is because, I was in a band of friends, like doing covers and playing like at our middle school dances and shit, dude, like covering Linkin Park and whatever. And it was like, hey, dude, you can sing Linkin Park better than me, and you can sing Blink-182 better than me. And it was just kind of, we would divide up the job. And then, over a while, it was 50-50, and I started taking over and doing a little bit more and more. And then, I started just singing in every band I was in from that point. I was always playing guitar while singing, and that's the only thing I ever knew up until this point of All Good Things. Every time I'd ever been on stage other than All Good Things, I was always hiding behind a guitar, which was really like, it's kind of like having a beer at a party, it's like a comfort thing, it's just like you're like, I don't know what to do with my hands as soon as I got rid of the guitar, so that was a weird, it's been years where I've got used to it now, but that was a hard thing to shed, man. It was a hard thing to let go of the guitar and be like, oh, damn, like you almost felt like you could hide behind it. And now I feel free, and like I'm able to just completely focus on singing. And the guitar was always almost, I love playing guitar, but when you're doing it live, it's almost a distraction, and it's stressful when you're singing and you're worried about staying in tune, and you're checking out tune, you break a string, your pedal board's shorting out. It was just like, oh man, that's so many stressful things that I just don't have to worry about now. And so now I just focus on singing, and usually my only worry was I would trip over the cable and trip the other bandmates and shit. And then they bought me a fucking wireless mic, so I don't have to trip everyone on stage anymore. So now it's kind of this, I don't know, it's fun, man. I don't have to worry about so much anymore.
It's always a good thing to focus on one. Because I feel like if you're singing and playing, it's kind of like a detrimental,
totally. And while I'm singing and playing, I'm still thinking about like what I ate for lunch or where I'm staying tonight, or like, I'm usually like, just my brain is like thinking
Going
about
over, yeah.
which is great, man. That's what we find is like, once you get in the zone and you're on tour for a while and you play these songs for, night after night, you kind of get in the zone where you just stop even thinking about what you're doing and playing, and your mind is like completely off and like, and that's when you're like, oh shit, all right, we got this down. But it's funny because like when you're in the zone, you're almost like out of the zone. You're thinking about something else. It's funny.
Right. So we touched on writing in your band. So is the writing process like a band collaboration, or do you write them solo and bring them in and go off those?
Kind of depends song to song. I think rarely I'll write a song and bring it in. I Am the Enemy is an example one that I brought a chorus in and we kind of fleshed it out. But off the new album, Liz brought in Hold On, that chorus, and we turned that into a song. And I think I might have brought in Kingdom. There's just, every song's a little different. Generally it's like Liz and Andrew and I sitting around in the studio and kind of bashing stuff out, and Andrew fiddling around on Pro Tools and the computer and playing with sounds and guitar parts, and if something kind of jumps out of the mix and inspires something, it might inspire an idea or a lyric or whatever. But Liz and I do all the lyrics. We write all the lyrics and melodies together, which is kind of cool. It's different than my other projects because it's like a way more of a collaborative effort, and it's kind of fun in the end because it's like, if I'm happy with a song, she might not be happy with a couple lines and she'll try to tweak it. And if she thinks something's great and I'm like, dude, I don't know, that second verse could be better, it's like, we'll usually fight about it for a while, and then in the end, it always ends up being better. So it's nice to have each other to bounce those melodies and harmonies and ideas off each other, because everyone's got a different ear and everyone brings something else to the song.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about For the Glory song. It's on the album Machines. I think it's track 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have a few questions about this. One. Why did y'all decide to re-release this on your new album, Hope and Hill? And 2, you worked with Guiding 3 Tears from the Undead, right? Undead.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did that collaboration happen? And once again, why did y'all decide to release this one again on the brand new album?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think we're going to get that question a lot too. So it's a good one to answer.
Nice.
We joke that we're going to put For the Glory on every album we ever release from here on out. So
it's a great song, dude. Great song.
No, I mean, so like I said, when we put out Machines, it was kind of like it came out through Extreme Music, but everything's self-produced and pretty much self-released. So it always felt like, whatever we put out, just throw it out and see what happens. And that's exactly what we did with Machines. And, For the Glory, for whatever reason, just took off and just got like it's like 20 or 30 million views on one of these girls' videos on YouTube in like a year thing. And it was like, wow, holy crap. And, people started to take notice, and people in the industry started reaching out, and that was kind of our leverage. That was our the reason I think Better Noise probably wanted to sign us, to be honest, is you get a big song like that goes viral online, and people want that. The label wants it, and they want to figure out why it's working. And also, we got all that, excitement and all those, those views and everything from a library. There was literally no promotion. There was no radio. Really? There was no shows. We never toured off of it. Nothing but click upload and put it online, and it did it. And it's like, we didn't shoot a video for it till 4 years later, 3 years later. We literally just put it out, and it just ended up on all of like NFL and like NBA and NHL and all stuff. And it was just this crazy thing. So we were like, when we met with Better Noise, obviously they wanted For the Glory, and wanted to re-release it. And so we were trying to think of the perfect collab, and Hollywood Undead, Johnny 3 Tears and Charlie have this awesome fucking thing. They've been doing Hollywood Undead since I was in high school. They're a legendary band, and they've got this unique sound and a sick fan base that has a lot of crossover. And we just had all the faith in them. We're just like, hey, if anyone's gonna take it and rewrite it, like, perfect, let's find them. And if luckily they were on board, they seemed to love the song, and the label connected us there. It was painless, man. We just sent them the song and no instruction. They just sent us their edit back, and it's pretty much what you hear is how they sent it back. And man, we're just so happy they were willing to collab with us on this song that just kind of came out of nowhere. And yeah, just I don't know, man. I just kind of speechless about what the song has done. You know, the fact that it's #1 on the radio in the States is like still unreal to all of us. We've just been sitting at home in COVID and, you know, just hanging out here in the studio. I haven't seen people. You know, we played one show since COVID started, and it doesn't feel real yet. So we're excited to get out on the road and play all these new songs and see if people are gonna, you know, react to the new record well.
Right. Yeah. I find it interesting that you said that y'all basically had no promotion. You just clicked the button and uploaded it. That sounds a lot like Hollywood did, because I think they're the first MySpace band, and I think all they did was just click the button and just upload it. You know. So I guess if anybody knows what you went through, it's them, obviously, because I guess they went through the same thing, right?
Yeah, well, except the only thing they've got is they've been touring their freaking asses off for years and years, and you know, unfortunately, we haven't been able to. We've been the studio project with a bunch of canceled dates, but we've been just so blessed to get this success at radio and the ability to finally get an agent and get out on the road and go out on tour with POD. Man, this POD to new tour is going to be epic. We can't wait.
Actually, are y'all coming here to Columbia? Because I know that POD is coming.
Yeah, you know, I think we're playing in South Carolina. Yeah, we're I forget exactly where. There's a lot of dates getting thrown around, but
I swear because I thought about seeing that band, but if you're coming, dude, I would love to meet you. So I'm going to definitely buy me a ticket and go to Columbia because they're coming to the Senate.
Oh yeah, we're playing the Senate, dude.
Dude, I'm glad to meet you. Right? I gotta buy you like a beer or something.
Fuck yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
bro.
dude. Hell yeah, dude. All right.
Hell yes. Yeah, September 25th, we're playing at the Senate in Columbia. I've never been there before, so super excited.
That's a great. It's a little bit big. I have you been to Ground Zero in Spartanburg?
No.
South Carolina. The Sun is like bigger than that area, but it's like I don't know how to explain. It's awesome.
Really? Dude, I can't wait, man.
I'm just gonna leave it at that and then let you be the judge. When you come here.
Man, I'm just excited to go back. You know, South Carolina. I haven't spent a lot of time in that part of the country. I've only done one, 7-week tour in my life, and that was like 10 years ago in another band, and we played in some really divey venue in South Carolina. I don't even remember where it was at the time, but I just remember having a blast, and everyone, all the locals were so friendly. We had a great time. Someone took us to some crazy after party, and I just remember having a great time. So just looking forward to getting back and, hanging out with people and, just playing all the shows and taking it in, watching POD every night. It's going to be a blast, man. Can't wait.
Man, POD is such a great band,
Yeah, and everyone keeps saying how friggin' cool they are as people, too. So I'm just looking.
Okay, good. Yeah, I've heard the same thing, dude. I mean,
every person I've met, dude, I've met people that have toured with them and just met them, fans, and, people have nothing but great things to say about everyone, especially Sonny. I mean, people just love those guys. So, it's good when you're going on a good 7-weeker. It's nice that we're not going out with a bunch of assholes. I mean, everyone's got good things to say about these guys. So
right. And that always makes the tour a lot more fun because, you really don't want to go out with like assholes, just like you said,
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
So we have 2 more questions for you. So Hope and Hill is your brand new album coming out on September 25th, 2021.
August 20th. Actually, even sooner than that.
Okay, nice. Because I heard September. So
hell yeah. Honestly, we were penciling in all sorts of dates, and we were thinking not till next year. And as soon as they gave us that August 20th release date, we're like, "Woo! That's like 2 months sooner than we thought it was going to be."
Even better.
Right with the beginning of this tour, So we get to drop this album 4 days into the tour, which I'm so excited about, dude.
Nice.
Which makes way more sense. So I think we bumped it up to August 20th now.
Right. So could you tell our listeners a little bit about the album coming out?
Yeah, of course, man. Hope and Hell is just this record we've been working on for, it's been 3 years, It's our debut on Better Noise Records. And as soon as we signed with them, we basically went right back into the studio to start working on this album. And then, it was all pretty much finished right as pandemic hit, and we had to cancel everything and replan everything. But this is just a collection of, big arena rock songs that are kind of, lean on the positive side, man. I think it's a collection of music where we we kind of decided to pick and choose some of the songs that work well together, and kind of get a collection of like songs for the underdog, and like songs to help people get through some shitty times. And I think in hard rock there's not a lot of positivity all the time lyrically, and I'm not, we're not trying to necessarily always stay on that and be a Christian band or whatever, but I think there's a lot of people that have resonated with our band because they've gone through hard times and struggles and injuries and mental health that these songs have brought them back to their feet, and that's something that we really appreciate our fans sharing those stories with us. And why would we not continue on that path and give people some more positive, big rock songs to get through some crazy shitty years that we've got.
Right.
So,
yeah,
man, we're just trying to help people power through, because I know we've all gone through some dark times ourselves. We all deal with the anxiety and depression and the ups and downs of our lives as musicians and in bands. And, so a lot of these songs were kind of written to help us power through. They're really kind of self-reflective, like us doubting ourselves as musicians and wondering if we're ever going to be able to release an album and actually tour and do anything. So it kind of feels like we came out the other side in a really positive way. And luckily these songs are getting to see the light of day. We were a little worried that, with the pandemic and everything, we didn't know what was going to happen with the future of the band. So we're just grateful to be where we're at.
Yeah, man, that sounds exactly what we are about, because me and my co-host Blake, we both have depression, and we don't want anybody else to go through what we go through. So that's why we created this podcast, because mental health is not talked about at all, in the media, and we just want to give people some time off, from their worries and just enjoy music and
exactly.
Podcast,
And that's the one thing like that I find, and when you are in a dark place, like fucking music brings you out of it, man. Or at least me, like music brings you out of some really hard mental times. Like, and even for us, when we had all this canceled tour plans and dates and our album got posted, we're like, dude, we don't know if the album's going to come out. We started live streaming every week. We did 10 live streams in a row. And it was like, I mean, I'll be honest, man, Miles and I were in a fucking dark place. We were like super down, and we didn't see anyone in the band. We didn't see any of our friends. The only thing we did was you go to the live stream, we'd be all masked up, and you take off your mask in the corner and you play your set, and then you go home. But we got to like type and back and forth with our fans that were streaming online, and everyone was like, fuck, this song is so sick. Holy shit, I can't wait to hear this on the new album. It was like, holy shit, positivity. Fuck. And that that like brought us back up. We were like, fuck. So then we started looking forward to the live stream every week. So it was the most positive thing we had to look forward to, like the whole quarantine. And so I don't know, man. Like you said, dude, I think everyone goes through their ups and downs, and you just gotta find your vice, and like music, man. Like music helps people power through a lot of crazy shit, and everyone's gone through crazy shit, no matter who you are. I mean, a lot of people have lost jobs and loved ones and money and all sorts of shit, man. It's not it hasn't stayed normal for a lot of people out there. So, if anyone needs some positivity right now, I think now's the perfect time to drop an album with some positive rock there.
Speaking of positive feelings, our last question for you is when words tell me 6 weeks, and that can be any further from the truth. And I always ask my guests this. Is there one song that you can think of right now off of the hook that you can listen to, but you can't tell anybody about? Like it means so much to you, you just can't express how it makes you feel. Because I think that's the true power of music. It's because there's like 2 or 3 songs that really gets me, and I can't explain that to anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, are you thinking like something that I wrote, like something off the new record or something? I mean, like
any song.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like we wrote a song called Hold On, and that kind of seemed like the song for us, where it was like, fuck, man, we were going to re-release Machines in Germany, and then we were going to tour over there, and then we were going to kind of home base Europe, and then that got canceled, and then we signed with Better Noise, and then the album got postponed, and then we went, everything was like ups and downs and canceled plans, and we wrote the song Hold On, and it was kind of just like a song for us, just like, holy shit, man, we've gone through so much, just fucking hang in there, and like hopefully shit is going to work out. And the back half of each chorus, you've got the don't give up, I know you've had enough. And whenever, I don't know, man, the first few times I'd sing that live, it was just like, I'd almost like tear up a little bit. It was just like an emotional kind of moment. And it's just like, fuck, this is like what we've been waiting for. This is like, we've gone through so much shit as musicians and ups and downs, and like thinking about quitting music and just hanging it up. And like, that song kind of seems like our own anthem. And like every time I sing that last chorus where I take it up, like to that high octave at the end of that chorus. It's just like, I don't know, a lot of times, man, when we're running the rehearsal for the first time in a while and we're like thinking about finally hitting the road and finally dropping this music, and people finally that have been asking and begging us for years, like, dude, where's your new album? And we're like, here's For the Glory. We're like, we can drop this fucking album. And so it just feels so good. And when we're playing that song every once in a while, it just kind of strikes that chord and you're like, fuck, man, I'm getting a little emotional singing this line. It hits home for me. So definitely looking forward to dropping that one.
All good. All good stuff, man. All good stuff.
All good things, baby.
And all good things. Hey, all right. Yeah. So for our listeners, you can contact them on Twitter at AGT Rock Official. Instagram is All Good Things Rock. YouTube is All Good Things Rock again. They're on TikTok, All Good Things Official. How is TikTok going for you? Is that a good platform?
Oh, man.
It's great.
TikTok is great, but I also hate it, man. Like, it's one of those things where it was like the label, like, hey man, you got to get on TikTok. Everyone's doing it, blah blah blah. I totally understand. There's a giant reach. Songs blow up on TikTok. We've written for licensing. We understand how that works. So now I've always joked, like, well, should I write for TikTok? Like, should I just write fucking 30-second hooks that work for being on like a vacation or dancing in the street? But I don't know. It's funny, dude. We upload shit to TikTok and it like gets 0 views for the most part. And then we're friends with Kyle Gass from Tenacious D. So anytime I upload a thing with Kyle in it, it's got like thousands of views. So I just joke.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, Kyle, I'm like, this is your TikTok, bro. I'm just running it for you, man. The only time anyone watches us is when I tag Kyle Gass in it. So we always joke that TikTok's not working for us. But we've transitioned to. I'm not done with it. I actually was obsessed with TikTok for a short period, but then as soon as I had to tackle Instagram Reels and moving back and forth between the two, I've just kind of focused on Reels for now, dude. So I'm in the real world right now, Real World Road Reels Challenge, and I'll be trying to go back to TikTok here shortly. I think, once we're on the road, we're going to be goofing around and have a whole bunch of stupid shit to film. I'm sure all the dumb shit will end up on TikTok and Instagram Reels. So TikTok's funny, man. I can't quite wrap my head around it, but it is important. I get it. It just shows how old I am, I guess.
Well, I think I'm older than you. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 33 now, dude. 33.
Man, I'm 41. I beat you by like I can't do math, so it's hard. I beat you by a long shot. Yeah. I avoided TikTok as long as I possibly could. I refused, man, and then it was kind of like, you got to get it, and then I was like, next thing you know, I spent fucking like 3 hours in a row just swiping on that shit, just looking at fucking cat videos. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Which is fine, but like, it's time consuming and it's really entertaining. And honestly, I've gone down. You can click on your song and see all the videos people have made to that shit. And there's some amazing cosplay stuff people have done to our music. I got to be honest, man. Like, some of that stuff is pretty fucking amazing. Like, they put a lot of time and effort into those costumes. So I don't know. I'm very amused by TikTok, but I'm also overwhelmed. Yeah. Well, we have a TikTok account, but I'm not sure what to put on it.
Dude, that's the endless struggle, man. That's the endless struggle.
That's the thing. It's like, what am I gonna put on her? And
when you think
people like it, So.
Yeah, and when you think you have that perfect fucking video where you're like, this is so good, this is hilarious. It took me like 3 hours to put it up there, and it's got like 20 views. You're like, fuck. And then you upload some of like Tim's dog, and it's got a bunch of thousands of views. Like, all right, I give up, man. It was like. Yeah. I used to joke with Instagram and my old bands, man. I'd be promoting like records and singles and all that shit. And then you'd be in California, you post a photo of a sunset and it'd be like, you get like, you're like, this is doing better than 99% of your posts. You're like, God damn it.
Oh God. Yeah. So we really do thank you for coming on, and I can't wait to meet you now that I know that you're coming into my time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm glad we're coming close, man. And it's a cool venue, like you said, and
it is.
Yeah, dude, looking forward to it. Definitely reach out before we get out there, and we'll have first. And like you said, grab a beer and check out the show. It sounds sick, man.
Cool.
Well, thanks, Jim. Dude, appreciate you having me, man. It's been awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on.
I appreciate it, man. We'll talk soon. I'll see you in South Carolina, man.
Okay, man. See you.
Cheers,
Bye.
Take care.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm all good. I just didn't want to close out. Sometimes people say if you close out a StreamYard, it won't save on the other end. So Want to
Oh,
make sure
yeah,
you got
it's fine. Yep, we're good to go. We're good to
got
go.
it on your end.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. So yeah. So
Awesome, brother. All right. Well, appreciate it, James.
yeah,
Thanks,
dude.
man.
I can't wait to meet you again, man.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
It's gonna be
Appreciate it.
blessed. Yes,
Best
sir.
best of luck with the podcast and everything, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
Appreciate you. All right.
All right. Take care.